So he really the amount of stress it brought onto him mentally was huge. So he had a stroke, he had a clot form in his brain, and this happened around 2:30 or 3 in the morning. And we all woke up and we had no idea what to do, and he was gone by the time we woke up. And I literally saw him take his last breath in front of me. So he used to do online share trading, and that was something that became quite a big thing back then when in 2006, then his online share trading account suddenly crashed. So one transaction went really bad, and all the transactions that he'd done before that and whatever he had accumulated sort of went down in a go. So he really the amount of stress it brought onto him mentally was huge. So he had a stroke, he had a clot form in his brain, and I was coming back from practice, and I reached the house, and then my cousin's sister was there, and I asked her where everyone is, and she's like, no, they've just gone for a regular checkup. So I asked her where they are. She told me this place, and I was like, take me there. So we went there, and then I saw him, in a situation that I'd never seen him before. Because it was a stroke in the brain, he wasn't able to react in the normal manner, So I saw him like that, and then they took him to the operation theater, and then it was a very difficult time because they did the operation, then he came back home, and then he was in rehab, but I saw him, left side of his body got paralyzed, left side vision also got compromised, and eventually after a couple of weeks of rehab, he got a cardiac arrest. Actually, I was playing a game, and we were playing one of these 4-day games, which used to happen at the first class level, and I was supposed to resume batting the next day. And this happened around 2:30 or 3 in the morning, and we all woke up and we had no idea what to do, and he was gone by the time we woke up, and I literally saw him take his last breath in front of me. And I tried to pump his chest and all that, nothing worked. And then there were a few doctors around in that area that we lived in. We went to their place. No one opened the door because it was 3 in the morning. We couldn't get any response, and then we drove him to the hospital. But by the time they tried electric shocks and everything, all those kind of things, but nothing worked. He couldn't recover at all. So my sister and my brother and my mother, they all broke down, and funnily enough, I couldn't cry at all. There was no emotion coming out of me, and I just became blank. I couldn't register what just happened. And then I called my coach in the morning, and I told him what had happened, and then he asked me, what do you want to do? I said, I want to go and play. For me, leaving a cricket match was something which was not acceptable, regardless of what happened in life. Not going to a match was not an option I ever had, or I couldn't register that option in my mind. So I left the house. I hadn't cried at all, nothing, no emotion, and my family was actually feeling a bit nervous looking at me because I was showing no emotion, and everyone was crying and they were emotional. And then I went to the game, and I picked up a friend of mine again, and I told him what had happened. He thought I was joking, he didn't believe me. We kept going, we reached the stadium, and when we reached the stadium and I sat in the change room, and he told everyone what had happened. So when everyone came around me to tell me, we're sorry for you, and that's the time I really broke down, and that's the time all that emotion came out, and I don't know why. I was upset because the umpire in the game made a wrong decision, and he gave me out when I wasn't out. And I was upset because I couldn't be there till the end to make my team win the game. And I was really upset about that. Now I feel like it was probably the most impactful thing that happened in my life. Because I remember that day, I came back from the game. After I got out, I came back to do the cremation and all the rituals that follow. And I remember telling my brother specifically that I am going to play for my country, and I am going to play this game at the highest level, and there's nothing else in life that can distract me anymore. Because it was my father's vision as well. He wanted me to, play at the highest level, and he was really, really keen on me playing at the highest level as well. So I remember making that promise to my brother, and then everything in life became second priority after that incident, and cricket was the first priority.